Hello, welcome back. Hey guys, my name is Kelsey. I'm Kelsey Oki here on YouTube and on Instagram. If we haven't met yet, nice to meet you, so good to see you here. Today we are going to be working on a kind of difficult arm balance called Tadasana, or better known as Firefly pose. I remember when I first began yoga, this one was like, how? So it's not just about leg flexibility, it's also about leg and upper body strength. So before we jump right into it, you really have to make sure that your hamstrings are open. I actually like to do a little leg workout first, so if you haven't done any kind of warm up first, maybe do some sun salutations or go back to one of my other videos. The one I uploaded just before this one was legs and booty with a resistance band. That would be perfect for this because then your leg muscles are engaged and warmed up and actually ready to lengthen, okay? So if you haven't done something like that, go ahead, pause this, come back to it, get those legs ready to go. And then in the meantime, let's stretch it out. So starting in a forward fold, inhale, halfway lift, pull your low belly in, lengthen your spine, reaching through the crown of the head, and exhale, really rolling through the spine, fold it in. You really need to engage the quadriceps, so lifting the kneecaps, strengthening the front side of the leg. This allows the back side of the leg to open. And just breathing into what you feel here. Let's step 1 foot forward and one leg back, kind of in this pyramid pose, or Parsvottanasana. Just fold over one leg at a time. Inhaling for length, exhaling, holding a little deeper. I like to really feel like I'm bringing the femur bone deep into the hip socket and then shifting my weight somewhat forward as if I was going to do a warrior 3 posture, bringing a lot of the weight into this front leg. Stay there for just a few breaths, and then let's switch sides. Right foot steps back, left foot steps forward. Find your stance and then fold over that left leg this time. I know this part seems like, well, I don't want to stretch first, but I assure you, if you don't stretch first, Firefly pose is not happening. So if you're warmed up, you could skip all this, but if you haven't, it really is super, super crucial. So remember, bring that femur bone deep in, shift forward slightly, bring that weight into the left foot, and lengthen the spine and fold. Without this, your dragonfly or your firefly will look kind of broken. Okay, so if this is new to you, you may want to grab some blocks because getting the height off of the floor does help things quite a bit. Let's do a couple of lat strengtheners because we are going to be pushing the floor away. So if you can't find an L-sit, you may want to use your blocks so that you can get that height off of the floor. So let's do that right now. Just bring your hands down by your thighs, pull your low belly in, press the floor away as if you could send your elbow to the floor as you drag your heels back. Lift the hips, and maybe the heels will hover too. Let's do this a few times. L-sit and hold. Last few seconds. Lowering down. Let's do that 3 times. So if you can't quite get the heels and it looks more like this, that's okay. That's okay. Maybe as you get stronger, you work on lifting one leg and of course equal time with the other. But as you get stronger and you're able to lift both legs, both heels at the same time, you'll find a lot more of these arm balances get to be a lot more accessible for you. All right, so let's do another L-sit. We've got 3 of them. Let's hold it for a 5 to 10 count. Push the floor away, drag the hips back, and hold. And still breathing. Of course, we don't hold our breath. We let it be deep. Last one. And lower down. So make sure that the legs are fully engaged when you're doing those L-sits. If they're floppy legs, they're gonna wanna flop to the floor. So as you pull those femur bones back and in, really pull all the muscles towards the bones, engaging every bit of the leg, all the way from the hips down to the toes. All right, we got one more. Let's hold 5 to 10. Do the best you can. If you've been having to alternate feet, make sure that you're giving both equal time. And one more time, let's do it. Pressing into the heel of the hand, not onto the sides. Last one. And lower down. All right, so now let's just begin to find that beginner posture. Let's bend that right knee back, and we're going to hang it over our right shoulder. Now, if you only get it down here on the tricep, it is gonna be a lot harder not only to straighten the legs, but to keep it up there. So as you bring this right leg behind the shoulder, let me turn so you can see me. This isn't quite enough. It'll do, but it's not quite enough. So as you get a little better, you're more stretched, you have a little bit more hip opening, we want to try to bring the shoulder underneath the knee as best we can, and then engage this top leg so that you can keep it there. And maybe let's do an elephant trunk. So it's like an L sit, but we get to cheat a little bit because this right leg is hanging. Let's do the second side. This is kind of the setup for Tadasana. So hang this left leg over the shoulder. I really like to work that arm under there deep and bring it to the floor. Get it nice and secure. Engage this leg. It isn't flopping, it's working. Push the floor away. Here we go. Kind of almost a half Tadasana, sort of. Lower down. All right, so now what we're gonna do is both legs. We are gonna get both legs over the shoulders. All right, so let's start with one. I like to start with my less flexible leg. My left leg is a bit more flexible, so I'm gonna start with my right because I got a little bit more leeway with my left side. So I hang it over the shoulder as best I can. Now engage this leg so it stays there. I'm squeezing it. Kind of have to rock back on the sit bones so that I can lift this second leg, get that up over the shoulder. All right, and so here we are, legs over the shoulders, kind of looking a little alien-like here. And if this is the beginning of your Tadasana, awesome, because you can get your legs up into this position. Maybe work on straightening, bending, straightening, engaging, and do this for a while till this feels a little less alien, a little less weird. And now, let's see if we can shift forward, bring the weight into the hands and off of the butt. So I have to shift forward and I push. Let's do that again. Lower down with control, sit back, low belly pulls in, shift forward, heel of the hand, and push. Now maybe it's easier if you hook the feet in this Bhujangasana pose. It's a great place to hang out. Let's sit back down, try it again. Maybe you need to readjust. That happens. The legs like to kind of slide down. That's why I like to have them up as high as I can, not only to get as much length as I can through the legs, but also they want to slide down. So if you get them up as high as you can, then you're sliding more to the tricep and not sliding to the elbow. Let's do this again where we press forward and lift, push out of the heel of the hand. All right, legs can be a little floppy here, but I like to keep them sort of engaged so that they squeeze the shoulders. Maybe stay here, hold, breathe. This is a Firefly pose. It's just Firefly with bent legs. All right, lower down. I'm gonna relax my shoulders for a minute. So go ahead and release those legs, shake it out a little bit. A little bit of tension through the neck, so soften wherever you need to soften. Maybe the wrists, because you are bringing all of your body weight onto your hands. Even though we're not upside down, still, all of the weight comes into the hands. Although we want the core engaged, the back engaged, the legs engaged, everything's trying its very best to help out because we are not used to putting our full body weight on our hands. So we have to be smart about it. All right, the next time that we come into this Tadasana, we are going to see if we can straighten one leg at a time. So let's give it a go. All right, now you know what it looks like. I'm gonna turn to the side. Start with that right leg, get hung up on the shoulder. And the second, which sometimes can be the tricky part if you find yourself rolling backwards. No worries, get them up there. And again, maybe we just straighten and bend. Once we press up, let's straighten the right leg and then come down. All right, so shift forward into the heels of the hands, butt lifts, straighten out that right leg. And hold and breathe. Point your toe, engage your leg. Really, really, really strengthening every bit of that right leg. Reaching through the tips of the toes. All right, bend the leg, let's lower down, sit and rest. Maybe a little shake out to the wrists. You can release the legs if you need to. I really love shaking the hands. I think it's a great way to reduce inflammation and swelling and tension. Shake it out. All right, we gotta do the second side. Hang those legs if they came down. Even this, I remember in the beginning, was like, this is weird. And now I've fireflied so many times, I just get used to it. All right, so we're gonna bump up. We're gonna straighten the left leg this time, because we always wanna find that balance from side to side. So if this is your tighter leg, too darn bad, we gotta work both sides. Shift forward, oh, itch. Shift forward, lift your butt, straighten out those arms as much as you can, press into the base of the thumb, and let's straighten that left leg. Engage, engage, engage. My low belly's pulling in, even my butt is activated. Every bit of the leg is turned on. All right, lower it down, sit. Ah. And you know what's coming next. So the next time we're there, we are going to, both legs. We're going to do both legs. All right, here we go. Hang them legs, again and again and again. Get it up there on your shoulder. Snuggle it in there as best you can. I like to straighten always. Yeah, that feels good. Get my hand position just right, where it feels nice, but where my pointer finger faces forward. Could be your middle finger. You'll find the hand position that feels best for you. There is no wrong. It's where do you feel balanced? Where do you feel supported best? And as you arm balance more, you will find your hand position. All right, let's shift forward, lift the butt, and let's straighten the legs. Pointing the toes as best you can. Arms are strong. Every bit of the legs are engaged. Now you could also lift the hips, point the toes straight forward. I have seen some people do it with the legs straight up, and some people do it with the legs pointing forward. And both are good. Neither is wrong. I've heard some teachers say the legs should be up. Some people say the legs should be down. It's up to you. Play with it. I think it's super important to play in your practice. That's how you get strong. That's how you build confidence. Okay, so let's do one more little fun thing with our firefly. Let's make it a baby firefly. So if you've worked with me before, you've done baby crow. Baby crow is when we're down on the forearms. So, I'll demonstrate real quick. Here is our regular crow, caw, and here is our sweet little baby crow. I guess caw again, caw. All right, so there is a baby version of firefly, where again, we're down on our forearms, just like we were for baby crow. Now moving to baby crow isn't too terribly bad, but moving into baby crow from firefly is pretty advanced. So if this is brand new to you, work on that firefly. Work on it for a year or two. And build a lot of strength and a lot of confidence there. And those two things seem to go hand in hand. And also flexibility. So, but if you've worked in firefly and maybe you were just looking on cleaning it up a little bit, baby firefly is a really fun way to work. So what we are going to do is we have to first get into the full expression, that full firefly pose, Tadasana, and then we're going to bend the elbows, which is hard because when we're doing that Tadasana pose, a lot of people like lock out those elbows. That's where we have that strength, is when we stack the bones. And so here we have to bend the elbows back. And as you bend the elbows back, don't let them flare out. You'll lose your leg and you'll hurt your shoulder. Bend them back and in, as if I was sending both my elbows to the back of my mat. All right, so let's see if I can do this and make it look decent. And part of the idea too is to really focus on every bit of the body here. So the legs must be really, really engaged, otherwise your heels are going to clump the floor. The arms have to be smart and engaged so you don't hurt your shoulders. Core has to be turned on in order to be able to lower slowly. All right, got my Firefly. Let's go into it and let's see if we can lower to baby Firefly. Shift forward, maybe you straighten out the legs first. Play with this for a little bit. Oh yeah, there's my Firefly. I feel like a bug. And once you're ready to find that baby Firefly, I like to start with my left elbow, bend it back, and then my right. And as you do, you really have to engage the legs, even more than in that full Firefly form. Otherwise, your butt's gonna hit the floor, and your legs are gonna hit the floor, which isn't really a big deal. That's how we learn, right? But there you go. There is your Firefly with a little extra baby Firefly. It's a really fun posture. You can press out of it to handstand. You can jump into it right from your handstand as well. It's just a great posture for building strength. I think that is it. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments. I will try my best to get to them. Also, if there's other videos, other content you'd really like to see, I'm always checking out the questions in the comment section. I will get back to you as soon as I can and hopefully get your video uploaded. I guess that is it. I hope that this was helpful for you and that maybe you found something that made you have that, aha, that's it, that's what I've been missing moment. If so, please post it on Instagram, tag me on Kelsey Yogi. I would love to cheer for you. Sharing is caring, guys, so please share this video on your Instagram stories or on your Facebook page or whatever. I'd appreciate that so much. I'm working so hard. I'm building a lot of videos for you guys here, guys, free content. I just really like to try to help other yogis meet those goals, get those poses that they're trying to get. Although we remember, doesn't really matter, but it sure is fun. So hopefully this helps you guys. Give me a subscribe, like this video, share it, take care. Namaste and happy fireflying.